everyone, this video is on the full moon in Scorpio that happens on the 30th of April at 1:58 in the morning, and that's based on UK time, which is British summertime at the moment. Now, a full moon is when the moon reaches its completion point for that month. It's when it's 180 degrees away from the sun and it's totally illuminated and it showers us with its energy, and we all feel that energy very strongly. This is why some people find it difficult to sleep on a full moon night, because the energy is so strong and it kind of fizzles around in your brain a little bit. Now, this is a really beautiful full moon because it's a full moon in Scorpio at 9 degrees. It's illuminated by a sun at 9 degrees in Taurus. Now, the sun in Taurus is to do with this time of the year. Western astrology is based on the seasons, okay? And the seasons in the northern hemisphere. So Taurus is May. It's about being grounded, feeling secure, money, enjoying spring coming up, getting ready for the summer, getting in touch with your body, enjoying a sense of chemistry between you and other people. And that Taurus sun is at 9 degrees. 9 is spirituality and completion in numerology, okay? So the sun gives you this almost supernatural understanding of the world, of your connection with the world, and where you're at. The sun just conjuncts Uranus. It's 10 degrees away from it, which is the cutoff point, but it influences the sun. Uranus is the planet of rebellion and eccentricity, and that's at 29 degrees in Aries. So whenever each one of the houses in the astrological chart has 30 degrees, and whenever something is at 0, you get the quintessential nature of that planet. When something is at 1 or at 29 degrees, it becomes critical and heightened in that house, and it has additional energy and power. So this Uranus is a Uranus on steroids, and it's an Aries. Aries is about being independent, progressing no matter what anyone else says, and standing in your own power and moving forward. So this Uranus is at 29 degrees, really pumped up. Also, if you take 29 degrees, 2 and 9 is 11, master number of service. So if you use your almost intuitive psychic sense to connect with the earth and your place in the world and your place in life and where you are right now, getting in touch with the present moment, Eckhart Tolle and the power of now is kind of coming up. Being in the present moment, seeing where you are in life and actually feeling a certain way about that. So if you're some sort of genius and you suddenly find yourself in a kindergarten on Monday morning, you might think and you might look at this and say, how did I end up here? How did I get myself into this situation? I'm like a maths genius, and at some point I must have settled and decided to work with 2-year-old children, or whenever they go to school, 5. Okay, I think 2 is a bit young. So what that does is it gives you a real insight into where you are in your life right now, without rationalizations, without stories around it, without, well, it's temporary and it's going to be like this now because it's a stepping stone to something else. You're going to see where you are right now for what it is, really. So it's taking an earnest, unfiltered look at your life and seeing where you are. The moon is in Scorpio on the other side. The moon is the most sensitive part of you. And in Scorpio, it's incredibly emotionally intelligent. So you're really going to be able to dive down into your feelings and to really understand how you feel about a certain situation. Sometimes it's difficult, especially with relationships. It's like, well, I love her, but I hate her, and I love her, and I'm irritated, and I'm infatuated, and I love her, and I hate her. It's like, well, what do I do? Sometimes it can be really difficult to figure out. But with a full moon in Scorpio, the message is crystal clear. Like with that kindergarten thing again, I'm in the wrong job. I feel that to be true. Simple as that. The moon is also at 9 degrees. 9 is spirituality and completion. So it's not just being in touch with your own emotional truth. It's getting in touch with your higher self and the higher power, the universe, the creator, if you want. So this is an opportunity to really check in with yourself and to say, am I happy in what I'm doing in life, work-wise? Am I happy where I live? Am I happy in the relationship that I'm in? Am I happy with the way I'm treating my body? Am I satisfied with the food I'm eating, with my daily routine? How do I feel about my life? And that's in all areas of your life. So it's a really good day to make a checklist. Love, crap. House, good. Children, great. Health, fabulous. Family relationships, not so good, whatever. It's going to be really, really simple to make a list of what is great in your life and how you feel about it and what you don't feel so good about so that you can make changes. Because remember, this kind of day where you're getting all this information gives you a lot of power and control over your life, because once you have the information, knowledge is power in this case, because then you can do something to change the future, because the situation you're in now is based on your past decisions. So if you make different decisions now in the present, you will have a different future. Now, the great thing about this full moon is that it conjuncts Jupiter. It's also just at the cutoff point, 19 degrees, the moon is 9, so 10 degrees is the orb. Orb just means how far different planets are apart. I count 10 as a conjunction. Jupiter is the planet of good luck and good fortune. That's also in Scorpio, it's at 19 degrees. 1 and 9 is 10, 10 is 1 in numerology, and 1 is taking it upon yourself, being independent, doing things yourself. Jupiter is in Scorpio, so by listening to your feelings, you will be motivated and pushed and galvanized into taking action. And by taking action, you activate the good luck of Jupiter and good things ensue. And because Jupiter is at 19 degrees in the 9th house, it's 5 degrees away from the midheaven, which is in Scorpio. The midheaven indicates work and vocational aptitudes. So the biggest area of luck and change is going to be your work. So those questions that I asked you to ask yourself on Monday, am I happy in this job? Am I happy in this relationship? Am I happy where I'm living? The thing that is going to be most malleable and where you'll get the clearest answer is this the right job for me? And you'll get an instant answer to that. So really look out for that, because it's going to give you the information to make changes if you want to make changes in future. Now let's have a look at what relationships the moon forms with other things in the chart. So first of all, it forms a sextile with Saturn at 9 degrees in Capricorn. So listening to your feelings today and doing something about them is going to land you in a situation which is really permanent and long-term. Saturn is about structure. So this is the first day of the rest of your life, because you'll realize, oh, I'm not a kindergarten instructor, I'm a maths professor, and I'm now going to start getting my qualifications and moving from one field into the other. And that's a structure that's permanent, because then you'll work as a professor for 10, 20 years. It also forms a relationship, a square, with the North Node in Leo at 10 degrees. So listening to your feelings here, and that square extends into a grand cross in the chart. So first of all, a square is a relationship there's friction there, and there's energy, and it fizzles a little bit. So listening to your feelings and your higher self, acting on those feelings, is going to put you into the spotlight, and it's going to get you a step closer to achieving your soul mission. Now the other squares that create this grand cross, so the moon and the North Node, they square each other. The North Node forms a square with the Sun in Taurus. The Sun in Taurus then squares the South Node in Aquarius, and the South Node in Aquarius squares the moon in Scorpio, forming this big red square that you can see in the chart over there. And a grand cross is just a major aspect patterns. That means you have lots of frantic energy, but that you try and take on too much and you can become overwhelmed. So on this day, you may want to listen to your feelings to see how you can maximize your potential, but you'll also want to do something in terms of creating more security in your life, being of service to other people, working at something that's meaningful, taking care of your body, making sure that you're being heard and that your ideas are being implemented. That's a lot, okay? So pick what your main focus is going to be. I think the main focus ought to be your work. What can I make better in my working life? Because the lucky planet is sitting on the midheaven, you're not going to be able to fix all of your life problems in one day, okay? You can't fix your contribution to humanity and your diet and your level of stardom and listen to your emotional, your emotions and your guides and implement all of that in the same day. You only have 24 hours, it's a bit much. So focus on the working side of things. You'll have great energy to really make positive changes and to really understand for the first time where you're at with this. Because that's what this is about. This is about having that moment of clarity. Aha, this is where I'm at in life and I'm not happy with it and I realize that, so a change is going to have to be made. Let's see if there are any other kind of connections. So the moon and Jupiter I've mentioned with the midheaven, then that big square. The moon also forms a trine with Uranus in Pisces. Not Uranus, Neptune in Pisces. Neptune is the water planet of dreams and intuition. It's in the water sign of Pisces at 16 degrees in the first house. So if you dream it, if you can sense it, if you can feel it, you can manifest it into reality and you can open that doorway of opportunity today and walk through it. So the kindergarten teacher can look at the little kids today and say, this is not my real job. After work, she can go online, enroll at the University of Bristol and say, with my maths skills, I want to take a master's degree in mathematics and I want to make that change. So she dreamed it. She doesn't doubt it, she just goes for it because she knows it's for her highest good. That's how certain you're going to be on this day. I feel it and I know it's good for me. I don't have to ask anyone else, I don't have to check in with anybody else. This is what's good for me. You take the action and that's how your life is going to improve. So this is a full moon of life improvement. It's like a self-help moon. You're naturally going to feel what's true for you and understand it and then take action around it to make your life better. Really simple. It sounds really simple in theory. It might be a little bit more difficult in practice, although we all have to tweak and make changes now and again. And today is a really easy day to do that. Chiron in Aries is at 0 degrees, and that forms a trine with the midheaven in Scorpio. So this is a great day to fix past disappointments and past painful experiences and memories that you've had in your career. Failed businesses, lack of promotions, failed jobs, dead-end jobs, all of that stuff. You can leave that in the past and you can exchange it for wonderful opportunities that really feel like you're living your life purpose because you're listening to your feelings and you're taking independent action around those feelings to make them a reality. Yep. The North Node in Leo trines Mercury in Aries at 12 degrees. So the communication planet is let's go. Let's think it and let's take action. There's no gap between the thought and the manifestation. I think it and therefore I will do it. Things are like instant. So it's a great time to manifest things in your life. It's also an important time to be disciplined about what's going on up here. If it's like a toxic nuclear waste site in your head, then it's really important that you cleanse that and do a detox so that things look more positively inside you, so that that is reflected in the actual world, so that you manifest good things into your life. So it's really important to be authentic, to try and transform negative emotions and circumstances into positive ones. You'll feel empowered to do that. Like for instance, if I want to move to South Africa, okay, I'm going to have the problem of getting a visa that will keep me in South Africa. So on any other day, I might say, okay, it is my dream to move there, but the visa thing is just too much. I'll never get it, and I'm not even going to bother. On this day, with Mercury in Aries and Chiron in Aries, connecting with that midheaven in Scorpio, you'll say, okay, I've had enough of disappointments. This may be difficult with the visa situation for me because I don't like forms, but today I am going to not put it off anymore. I'm not going to procrastinate. I'm going to do the visa application and see if I actually get it. If I do get it, then I can move to South Africa and then I can go live there. So it's a day where things that you would usually kind of shy away from and be scared of doing because they're just too demanding, you will find quite easy today. So it's really important to show up on this day here, because you're your own best friend. You're super, super productive, and you really get an amazing, clear insight into your life, where you're at and where you ought to be, kind of, because your feelings are going to tell you should be doing this, and that's where you ought to be. So it's about finding ways to implement that so you can get to where you're meant to be. So it's a very developmental, it's a full moon that's about self-development and making your life better and more aligned with you and on your terms. So it's a great full moon that can really be transformative and life-changing. Remember that Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, the planet of transformation and rebirth. So this is an opportunity to really rebirth your career, your working life, or any other areas of your life that you don't think are quite up to snuff. So I hope that gives you an idea about what this full moon entails. If you have any specific questions that you'd like me to answer for you, like if you want to know what your life purpose is, or if you want to know what you're good at job-wise, what's coming up for you in your love life, in your career, your finances, if moving is in the cards, if you should go back to school, if you have any questions for me at all, like am I compatible with this partner, when am I going to meet my soulmate, anything like that, then please get in touch with me for a private reading. Just go to gregoryscott.com, click on book your readings or the readings tab to get to the readings page. Order your reading there and we'll get your appointments scheduled in. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I do daily tarot readings, I do weekly horoscopes for all signs of the zodiac, monthly horoscopes for each different sign, and these new moon and full moon videos, as well as little odds and ends. So please subscribe and check out some of my other videos and see if there's anything of interest there for you. Thank you for watching this horoscope. I hope you have a wonderful week.